science and the secrets.
Yes.
What were you saying?
So
Science with secrets?
Have you passed any of these on to the contractor? These secrets? Have you passed any of these secrets on to the people who are making this?
Yeah, I call this Caprice 1, Caprice 2, Caprice 3. Concentrating your brain and your attention in this. It's a general thing coming out through my experience.
Yeah, just flows out naturally and easily because of 90 years of experience.
You can call it style or aesthetic or sensitivity. It's coming in a bundle of different tiny experience that concretize now and then when there is a request for something, and this is something. And that's something which is similar to that something. But there is not a philosophical profundity to it. This is the one that nobody will see because they pass. So those are the ones that are going to be seen.
Yeah, those are the most visibility.
Yeah, I think they're okay.
Okay.
This is, we got this as a job. So that's when you go from notions to decide to outline something. So this is an outline of my disposition toward this project, the highways. And there is not great depth. There is only the predisposition that I developed through my experience, bit by bit. And it turned out to be what you might call now my style. But no big deal.
Is there any inspiration from the area around it, Arcosani nearby, anything like that?
Oh, that would take a few weeks. No.
Well, it's all of a piece. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all integrated. I mean, there's shapes you see there that you'll see at Arcosanti. You'll see, I mean, it's a reference to his life work, which Arcosanti is the main expression. And we're so grateful that that this project is going to bear marks of his style. I mean, it's such a privilege for us to have this.
We all live through our experiences. Your experience is slightly different from his experience and your experience. So those experiences now and then are expressing themselves because of a request. This request. And what comes about is not a specific rule that says you better do this or else, or you better do this or that. No. And at a certain point in your life, you had to express something, so that's what you do.
But I have heard you say something about it being a window looking through. So, do you remember saying that?
Tell me again.
Well, that it's, in a sense, looking through a window.
Yeah, that's one way of interpreting what you see. Each person has its own interpretation.
What do you hope people driving by get from this?
Oh, I think the main hope is to somehow to give an impression that the people traveling are presented with something which has a feeling of responsibility, of attention, of respect, of dedication to what you might call the niceties of life. That which eventually makes for a culture. You travel to some kind of a novelty that is developing into a culture, the culture of this region, which is not the culture of the region of Philadelphia or Timbuktu.
You've done many, many, many projects in your years. Do you still get excited when you see something like this? Knowing that this is going to...
I'm deaf. Tell me again.
You've done many projects in your years. Do you get excited when you see something like this, knowing that your mark is going to be there in
Yeah,
such
if
a...
I did many projects, I would get excited. I didn't make too many projects. I conjecture project, but very few people came to me and asked, do this for this purpose. They all remain as conjectures.
So this is
The
different?
conjecture is becoming real, which is nice.
Cheryl, did you...
Is this design like a fulfillment of, not a fulfillment, but an extension of Arcosante?
Okay, that's a very good point, because we always do things which are an extension of our past. So as such, this is an extension of it. And you have your past, which has its own extensions, and it's very personal to you.
Right.
That's why you're important for yourself, for your neighbors and your friends. And depending on the sequence of experiences which are your life, you come up with answers when you're asked a question. I was asked a question and this is my answer.
What's your next big project?
Oh, to fly to paradise. Tomorrow morning.
So we continue to build at Arcosanti, and Paolo's work there is going on apace, as well as here. But he's working ahead a couple of generations too.
We, as a culture, decided to get rid of the biosphere. So we destroy it. Day by day, we destroy the biosphere. And that the main destruction is coming from the physical presence of isolating object, which I call hermitages. So every time we build a house, we build an hermitage. Multiply that by 7 billions, and the biosphere is destroyed. So what's the problem is not only historical, it's evolutionary. We are guiding evolution in the direction of devolution by destroying the biosphere and ourselves. We need.
So Paolo's work at age 92 continues to be to develop an alternative to that.
Nothing really important. I just was curious, how do you feel that your design work is so well received over so many years? It's so timeless, and that we still have such a demand for your work.
I wish you said the truth. There is not such a demand for my work. There are demand from suggestions about my work. This is a suggestion.
Well, maybe this is the beginning. Maybe this is the beginning. This will unleash the demand, the pent-up demand
Yes.
for Solari designs.
You can realize how far ahead you were for your time, and now you're having all of this influence and inspiration on the next generation.
He said you could realize how you were so far ahead of your time, but now you are having influence on the next generation.
But not through this. This is a little caprice.
This is symbolic.
But it's a signpost on the road that it's an important marker.
Well, but the main goal in this case is to be able to suggest a level of dedication by definitions to have an environment which is not only speculation in terms of money, but it's something more than that.
Are you looking forward to seeing it completed?
Oh, yes, yeah. It's always interesting to see something that goes from the conjecture to the tangible.
Yep.
When you were younger, did you think in 90 and 80 years that you would be here in Arizona doing this?
It would have been crazy. No, I don't believe in the future. The future never existed. This moment is a past moment. Next moment is a past moment. So we only build the past. We never build the future. The future is like a very simple brain. We can conjecture. We don't have a future.
And yet your imagination is all about the future.
No, because I don't believe in the future.
He conjectures.
There is only the present and the past. While we are living, we are building, we are generating our present. But that present is already past. So anything that we do right now is already part of history. History being the collection of all things that are happening. From the little bug moving there, to the elephant in the forest, to the bugs in my house. That's all past. Coming along, generating more of itself.
But the implication then is that the future is not predetermined, and that we can have a part in making a better past.
Yeah, because nobody ever saw the future because it never existed. That's why we call it future, something that it's a conjecture, nothing more.
But his question was, when you were growing up, did you have any conjectures about what your future would hold? And did it hold sitting out here in a yard in Arizona?
I was too busy climbing trees, bicycling, mountain climbing, swimming, and so on.
Yes.
Again, we are so grateful that ADOT elected to include Paolo to give that nicety, as he calls it, to this project, because it's really significant for us.
So really it's a gift both ways.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. Oh, I like that. I just got goosebumps.
Mm.